welcome to my bullet journal setup for 2018. The notebook I've gone for this year is the Leuchtturm 1917 in copper. In the front part of my bullet journal I have a post-it which has the numbers of how many dots up and how many dots across I have for when I'm trying to calculate my spreads, and I've just practiced some of my brush lettering writing my name in the front. I haven't filled out the index yet. That's probably something I really should get on with, but I find I don't refer back to it as much as I ought to, so I'm going to try and make sure I use it a little bit more this year. My very first page of my 2018 bullet journal is my year at a glance. I've set this out practicing my cursive. So this is a cursive that I saw on Pinterest and I decided to replicate it for my month titles. I've also shaded in when I already know I'm going to have a holiday, and I'll obviously do September and that when the next year's come out. Following that, I've got my future log. I did my future log over one double spread last year and there was not enough room for me to fit everything on, so this year I've done it over two double spreads for the whole year, so hopefully my bullet journal will last me the whole year, otherwise I'll have to do it all again. I chose a mountains theme, which I can't remember where I got the inspiration from, but I saw a YouTube video with someone doing a mountain theme and I thought it was really pretty, so I've used that just to finish off the bottom of the spread there and obviously through to December. So one of my next jobs is to obviously fill that in with birthdays, anniversaries, other important dates as the year goes on, so I can refer back to it whenever I'm doing any of my monthly spreads. The next page, I've been having a little bit of a play with my watercolours and I wanted a quote on this page, and I wanted this Neil Gaiman quote as it was the new year, which says, "May your coming year be filled with magic and dreams and good madness. I hope you read some fine books and kiss someone who thinks you're wonderful, and don't forget to make some art, write or draw or build or sing or live as only you can. And I hope somewhere in the next year that you surprise yourself." Now, I wanted to make it a little bit prettier than just lettering, and I've been having a play with watercolours, so I achieved this effect with just a watercolour pen, and then I did the lettering over the top with, I think it was this one, which is my Pilot Silver 0.7 gel pen. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what I used for the silver lettering. And then on the other side, to match that, I've got my 2018 goals. I did the top with my bronze metallic pen, which is this one, which is the Uniball Signo in bronze. I split my goals this year into 8 subsections because I decided that instead of just having 4 resolutions that I forget by the end of January, that I would set it out as goals and then I would break down those goals, and I'll show how we're doing that in the next spread as well. But I've broken it down into 8 areas, which is mind, body, life, family, work, friends, writing and blogging, to make sure that I keep a balance of all of the things I want to do this year rather than just focusing on 1 or 2 and the others sort of slipping by. This is going to be my overview for what I want to achieve by the end of the whole year. So what I've done is I've then broken it down here. Again, I've been using that copper gel pen. And what I've done is I've broken them down into subsections. So I'm going to have the overall goal in here. And then here I'm going to take it 4 months at a time, what sort of those 4 months are going to look like if I've been successful. So what am I going to do between January and April to make sure that I'm successful for this resolution, for example. So obviously I still need to fill this spread in, but that's going to break my goals down per every 4 months, which is when I'm going to stop and reevaluate them. And that way I think it's a more achievable goal rather than just going, you've got a year to do it and then realising that I've forgotten about it. And I chose this quote just to put along the bottom, which is, "Always find time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive," which I thought was a really good quote, given that obviously all of these things are things that would make me happy once I've achieved them. So I thought I'd have that there as a little bit of motivation for me. And then continuing with this sort of goal breakdown on the next page on this side, I've got achieve it January to April. So what am I going to do between January and April to make sure that I'm making progress towards my goals in each of these areas? And I just did a little banner in copper down here. This page is going to be a quote spread. I decided my quote, but I've been playing with my watercolours, and so I decided to do a watercolour version of the spread. And so I've finished that. I just need to stick it in, and it looks like this. So that's going to go on that page there once I've figured out how to stick it in, because my other one is not sticking in very well. So I want to make sure I've got something that's going to stick it in properly. So I will trim that down and stick that in on that spread there, and then that will be done. On the next page I have what is currently an incomplete spread, which is my 2018 TB, I can't see it because of the reflection, is my 2018 to be read list. I have probably about 50 books on my shelf that I haven't actually read yet, one way or the other, because I buy them but don't necessarily read them as quickly as I buy them. So what I'm going to do in my spread for this year is I've got bullet points all the way down the side there in pencil. I've also written rating there in pencil, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all of the books that are on my to be read list, and then every time I read one I'm going to cross it off, and then I'm going to give it a rating of how much I enjoyed it, or obviously if I don't finish I'll write DNF. And then I know that I probably need the space to fit more books in, but I thought it'd be a really boring spread if I didn't have a quote along the bottom, so I've chosen another Neil Gaiman quote, not on purpose, but we've got another Neil Gaiman quote, which is, "A book is a dream you hold in your hand," which I thought was really appropriate for this spread. Those are all of my 2018 setup spreads in my bullet journal. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I'd really like to start making more bullet journal videos. You can follow me on Instagram at Writing Hideout Art, where I post pretty much every day with new spreads and designs that I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Bye!